What is going on, everybody? Got four KJK VIP NBA tickets that I'm going to be sharing with you guys here for free tonight in the NBA street to get you winning some money. If you're new to the channel, every single one of these pieces of content, I'm going to be coming on, breaking down the process of all that goes into each and every single one of my plays, giving you guys free plays that I'm actually backing, that I'm actually sending over to my VIP members. In this content, there's a ton of different people that offer VIP packages, but I don't think a lot of them will come on, break down the actual plays that they're playing, give you the entire process that goes behind them. And I don't think there's a better way to show you that I know what I am talking about than to come on, give you the free plays, give you the process, and then you can see the results for yourself. So I'm going to give you four. This is going to be the first one. I'll break down exactly why every single one of these are good plays. If you do appreciate it, it would be appreciated on my end. It's free. The likes have not been very high on the channel. The support hasn't really been the greatest as of late, so I really would have greatly appreciated it. If we could get that up like 100 plus likes with the amount of viewership on this channel, shouldn't be too difficult. So if you appreciate this free value, let's get this thing up over 100 likes. Let's break down these plays, and you're going to want the Betr app, guys. I'll explain exactly why. They're going to match you all the way up to $200. And it just so happens there's better plays on the Betr app today, right? So I do this content, I do my plays based upon where the best plays are, right? I don't care the app that I'm submitting it on. I use all of the apps. So if you have all of the apps, you should be in a really good position to get the very best plays. And the Betr app, they're going to hook you up with a $200 deposit match. Use the promo code KJKDFS, the link down below. You can also get some nice matches on the other apps that I cover on the channel, though. Prizepicks, they're going to give you $50 when you play your first $5 instantly, once again, with the promo code KJKDFS, my link down below. And then we also got a couple more. We got the Underdog Fantasy app. If you don't have that, they're going to hook you up with a deposit match all the way up to $1,000. And last but certainly not least, we got the Sleeper app. They're going to hook you up with a $100 deposit match over there as well. So if you have all those apps, you should be able to hunt around and get the very best value possible. I'll explain kind of how all of these apps work, though, and how the plays aren't always going to be the same on all. So I'll break them down in real time. If you listen, you should get a lot of value from this content. And let's talk about it, right? Let's bring this thing up. We'll bring up the first one. We'll break it down play by play, right? I'm sending in the plays as soon as I place them to my members, and this was the first one. So we got the RJ Barrett over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Why is this a good play? Well, I use multiple tools every single day for my research, guys, one of which is going to be the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. If you do not have this tool, would highly recommend you check them out. It is going to be a nice discount for you if you use my link down below, 25% off with the code KJKDFS. Just use all my links down below, pinned as the top comment. I'll make it nice and easy on you. You can see this bright green on the screen here for RJ Barrett. This is expected to hit at a 55.47% hit rate. Why is that? Because we have multi-million-dollar sports books pricing him at essentially even money at 37.5 across the entire board today, and he's listed at 36.5, which for the points, rebounds, and assist prop is very significant. They're factoring in the points, the rebounds, and the assists. The three categories, right? Three major categories. So if you have an entire point down in this particular prop, it's a really big deal. Like, every prop is different, right? The PRA prop, if you're getting a prop, an entire points, rebounds, and assist line down, it's going to really pop for you. And if we go ahead and refresh this, let's see. Yeah, they're still listing this at 36.5. Like, this is an incredible value. You can see he's at 37.5 at essentially every single market outside of DraftKings and BetOnline, both of which have him at 36.5, but both of which are favoring his over at -120. Not favoring it heavily, but still, they are favoring the over. And then you factor in all of these other major markets listing him at 37.5. All that data is brought into the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, and they're doing the math for us, right? They're essentially spitting out a number and saying this is priced at -143 with all of these things factored in. Keep in mind, guys, we are getting -121 in a 6-pick dynamic play. So you're going to be wanting to run 6-pick dynamic plays for all of these plays that I'm sharing here today. I'm going to give you 4 different tickets. If you get 4 out of 6 correct or better, you are going to profit. So this is what I'm playing, guys. So when people come on my channel and they say chalk or whatever, missed or whatever the case may be, if I get 4 out of 6 or better, I didn't chalk, actually. I made money. I didn't make a lot of money. Nothing crazy, right? But I'm doing this every single day. So I want to be getting 4 or 6 or better as much as possible. I'll take the little bit of change they're going to give me on top of that. They only let me play $50 per ticket now. They used to let me play up to $250. They limited my account down. But, you know, I'm going for the big $1,000 win, of course. But if I only get 4 out of 6 right, like, I'm still making money. I just do it again tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and tomorrow, until I get the big $1,000 wins, and then those add up quickly, right? No matter what amount of money you're playing, if you're playing 50, 10, or whatever the case may be, it's all going to be the same game. But this is my university tab where I break down the odds, right? So the 6-pick dynamic play and the 5-pick dynamic play, you're both going to get minus 121 implied odds. Just keep in mind, like, you're getting the best price, right? So you're able to put any prop that you want in these tickets. It doesn't matter the odds, and you're getting the best price. I don't want to waste too much of your time with that, but just that's the easiest way to explain it. You're giving yourself the best chance to win money long term, okay? So the RJ Barrett over 36.5 PRA, phenomenal prop. Another tool that I'm using to analyze these props every single day is going to be Outlier. Once again, I'm giving you as much free value as I can on this channel, guys. I'm giving you free VIP plays. I'm going to give you free tools as well. They're going to hook you up with a 7-day completely free trial with my link down below. You just click on the link, you get 7 days free. You get access to all of this data. I went ahead and partnered up with them to allow you guys to do that, right? The RJ Barrett PRA. Let's go ahead and go down to... You can sort this by implied probability too. This is what I like to do with their tools, right? The same thing I just talked about with that other tool. It's a similar process here to where if you go ahead and sort it by implied probability, they're going to bring in the odds of you to hit each prop. And you can see the 37.5 over is actually expected to hit at a nice hit rate of 53%. So it's higher than 50%. And keep in mind, we're getting it actually all the way down at 36.5. So they don't even have this as the standard prop because he's listed at 37.5 most places. But then we switch it down to 36.5. You're going to see, guys, his hit rate, 60% over the last 10. And keep in mind, what's really making me like this prop tonight is there's no Scotty Barnes. So there's going to be a usage bump here. This is all factored into the market, right, guys? So questions I get asked, like, you're just looking at market data. Do you actually do any research? Do you actually know basketball? Yes, guys, but the market kind of knows that. So pretty much as long as you have the final injury report, the market's going to reflect it. You're good. If there's pending injury news, that's when things get a little bit, interesting. Like, for instance, Jason Tatum's listed as a true questionable here tonight. We don't know if Tatum's going to play. Okay, then it's like things are a little bit interesting. But we already know Barnes is out. We already know Brown's out. And we already know Quickly's out. So the market's factoring that in. RJ Barrett's usage is going to go up in a major way here, which I can go ahead and I can pull in here. When there's no Scotty Barnes, no Bruce Brown, and Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett gets a huge usage bump. It goes up. He gets a plus 6.4% usage increase up to a 33% usage rate. Grady Dick also gets a big usage bump here. He gets a plus 5.4% usage bump. More shots, ball in his hand more, which, by the way, guess what, guys? I like Grady Dick here tonight, and I have him in my ticket. Over 15.5 points. Okay. Yes, I know all these things, and the market's going to reflect it. Okay. So, next one's going to be the Tyler Hero over 3.5 3-pointers made. Why is this a good prop? Let's go ahead and pull it in. There's going to be a bunch of different underlying statistics to back this. Kind of get a little offhand there, but the point being, with no Scotty Barnes, this is going to go up even more. He's getting 11.5 rebounding chances, 9.6 potential assists, 34.4 minutes, 17.6 field goals attempted per game. All of these average numbers you're seeing on the screen are going to go up even more with no Scotty Barnes, which certainly does make us happy, right? So let's continue along here. I brought up the RJ Barrett. Let's talk about Tyler Hero here in my ticket, right? Why do I like this play? You can see the over 3.5 3-pointers made is the one we're rocking with here next. And you're going to see if we bring in all the underlying metrics, right? All of that millions of dollars of sportsbook data. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars of data going in to every single one of my plays. And by the way, we can bring up like RJ Barrett as we go along here. I just don't like selecting these plays because people just come to my videos and just see the ones that are selected and play them at lines they shouldn't be playing them at. But I guess if you're not listening, it's your fault, right? Like RJ, I would only play him at the 36.5 number. You're getting way better value. So that's a no from me at the 37.5 number. Because long term, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're just going to lose money long term. If we type in RJ Barrett here, we have the Prizepicks optimizer pulled in here. Like, let's look at his PRA to 37. You can see they're actually saying to take the under, and it's only expected to hit at a 50.58% hit rate compared to the 36.5 number, where it's expected to hit a 55.47% hit rate. So I'm literally showing you Would you prefer to give yourself a better chance to win, or would you prefer to be like, well, you like the number at 36.5, so why don't you just like him to pop off tonight? No, that's not how this works. I have a 55.47% chance to win. These lines are so precise. You're going to win by 1 and lose by 1 a ton in this game. So you want to give yourself the best chance. I have a 55.47% chance to win at the 36.5 number. If I go over to Prizepicks and I'm listening to this content and I'm going, well, you like it at the other number, so why not? Just take it at 37.5. What's the big deal? Well, you only have a 50.58% chance to win. So I'm not meaning to make fun of anyone. I'm just saying, like, my content is actually showing you your odds of winning in front of your face, and people still don't quite get it. Maybe I don't do a good enough job of explaining it, so I'm trying to explain it better, right? Just saying. You want to give yourself the best chance to win. The over 5.5 assists is the best prop on Prizepicks, and it looks like in real time they just took that down, which that's what happens. They take good value down quickly, so you can't even get that anymore. So essentially, just go ahead and on over to Betr would be my suggestion to get the best play. You can actually get the 31.5 points and rebounds, the second best prop. But anyways, let's talk about Tyler Hero. Let's speed things up here, and let's bring in Tyler Hero here to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. You can see the over 3.5 3-pointers is going to be his best possible prop on the entire board for Betr. Why? Because he's a minus 134 favorite on the over on Pinnacle, minus 135 on the over on DraftKings, minus 138 on the over on BetOnline, all the way up to minus 145 on Fliff, right? So essentially, if you were to log on BetMGM, minus 140, if you were to log into BetMGM Sportsbook, you're going to have to risk $140 to take the over 3.5 3-pointers for Tyler Hero because they're saying it's so likely he goes over. We're going to make you risk more money to take the over than the under, right? We're going to charge in a price. That's how these sports books work. That's how they stay in business. That's how they don't go bankrupt, right? They charge a price for you to take each end of the prop. He could have been favored on, it doesn't matter if it's an over or under. He could have been favored on the under here today, and it would be the same thing, right? I would be taking the under on an app like a Betr where I'm getting minus 121 implied odds compared to an app or a sports book such as a BetMGM where I'm getting minus 140 odds. It's the same prop. I'm taking the same dang prop. It's the same result that I need to happen. I'm just getting a better price. So I say this all the time. It's like buying the same exact product at a better price. It's the same product. There's nothing different. It's the same 50-inch flat screen TV by the same company in the same year, the same model. All that's happening is you're going to a different website and you're getting a better deal. So instead of paying $140, I'm paying $121 on Betr. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, right? I talked about that. Minus 121 implied odds we're getting in a 5 or 6 pick dynamic. That's what that means. I'm paying minus 121 for each of these picks. Because I have them in a 6-pick dynamic entry, I am paying, we'll just say $121, let's say, for each of these picks to play them in this kind of ticket type. Whereas I should actually have to be paying minus 140 according to these multi-million-dollar sports books like a BetMGM, okay? And they're going to have a bunch of different underlying statistics that are going to reflect, clearly why this should be favored on the over. If we go ahead and bring them into Outlier, Tyler Hero, we're going to see very quickly all the reasons why these sportsbooks price his over. Oftentimes, it's going to be so obvious once we pull up all this underlying metric as to why, he would be priced on the over. If we go down to the underlying statistics, he's taking 10.2 threes per game, and he's making 36% of them. So he's taking 10 threes. He's making 3.7 on average. On average, he's making 4 threes. They're going to set his line at 3.5, and they're going to charge you to take the over. Sometimes these things become so simple when I bring in all this data and explain it to you guys. Like, it's not rocket science. It kind of is. There's a lot that goes into this, but when I bring it in and explain it to you, it should kind of clear up your brain as to why this happens, or people will think that these apps are out to get you and they rig things and they make these guys miss by 1, and it's like, well, he takes 10 threes per game, he makes 3.7, so he's probably going to either make 3 or 4 threes. So we're taking the over 3.5. So when he has 3 and he misses his last 2 and you miss by 1, it's like, okay, well, he usually makes 3 or 4. Tonight he only made 3. Get over it. We took the best possible prop. We couldn't give ourselves the best chance to win. Move on to the next, right? It's just kind of how it goes. So let's continue along here. And he's not going to be available on Prizepicks. Like none of these plays. You can see that the Green Goblin, you're getting ripped off if you take this on Prizepicks because the same thing we talk about with the price. They're baking in a price for the Green Goblin. They're shifting your payout down. So essentially, you know, they're charging you like minus 144 on the screen, for instance, as like the worst prop you can get. I wouldn't play these if you don't listen to me, whatever. I tried to help you. All right. So let's continue along here. What's the next prop that we got? We got the Grady Dick over 15.5 points. Once again, there is no Scotty Barnes, right? So we talked about that usage increase that these guys are going to get. Grady Dick's going to get a huge usage bump. We're talking about a 421-minute sample size with no Scotty Barnes, Bruce Brown, Emmanuel Quickly, a 5.4% usage increase, a 6.4% usage increase for RJ Barrett, Grady Dick. Those are going to be the two guys that get the biggest usage bump on this team, okay, with that injury news. So the market will certainly reflect this. We have another prop here that's going to be bumped up on Prizepicks. He's at 16 even. Why? Because Prizepicks is very good at what they do, and they move props like crazy, and we can get better value on Better Picks, because if we go out and type them in to the Better Picks Optimizer, you're going to see we can get the 15.5. Why is this a good play? Because he's heavily favored at minus 142 on the over 15.5 points on Pinnacle. He's actually listed all the way up to 16.5 on DraftKings, indicating to us that this is a very good prop at the 15.5 number in particular. That is why Prizepicks went ahead and shifted him up. He's all the way up to minus 145 on Bovada. You'd have to risk $145 to win $100 to take the over 15.5. It's so likely he's going to hit the over. We're going to make you risk way more money. Okay, so that's how that works. The Dick play is going to be fantastic. We got the Kevin Huerter over 1.5 3-pointers made. Let's go ahead and type him in here to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. You're going to see both these props are phenomenal. The over 8.5 points and the over 1.5 3-pointers. I have the over 1.5 3-pointers selected in this particular ticket, but that's actually what we're going to get to here as we continue along here. Is I have interest in the Malik Monk points and the Kevin Huerter points at the lines they were at prior to this recording. So my second one, I did a mix and match here of 4 tickets. So we have 4 units applied to similar plays with good value. The second one, you can see I have the Kevin Huerter over 8.5 points in the Malik Monk 3-pointers. This third one, you're going to see I have the Kevin Huerter 3-pointers made in the Malik Monk points. And the fourth one, you're going to see I have the Malik Monk points and the Kevin Huerter points. All 4 of those props for these two guys have good value. And I wanted to beat these bumps. I think RJ Barrett gets moved up. Maybe we see Tyler Hero get taken off the board. Huerter's 3-pointers get taken off the board. Sometimes that happens when you get good value. So I'll go ahead and I'll mix and match. If I feel comfortable with the value, which I do in this particular case, the Kevin Huerter. Like there's a chance he makes 2 3-pointers but comes up short of his points. There's a chance he gets to the free throw line and makes all of his points, but he doesn't get his 3-pointers, et cetera, right? So I feel comfortable kind of mixing and matching those and trying to give myself the best chance of getting 6 out of 6 correct in at least one of these. And then obviously we could green out every single one of them. Is always the goal. So being that it's a 6-pick dynamic play, as long as we're getting 4 or right better, we're good. We're going to profit. 54.25% chance to hit on those 3s. And what I really like to bring up for you guys as well, another tool that I'm using every single day is the OddsJam Sportsbook screen. Check this out, guys. Literally, once again, they're going to hook you up with a nice deal down below, guys. All these tools, you can get nice deals in my links. If we type in Kevin Huerter, you're going to see literally the best possible place you can place this prop, the over 1.5 3-pointers, is on Better Picks at minus 121 implied odds. They're bringing in that minus 121 that I talk about in 5-6 pick dynamics. I have 217 sportsbooks selected. So every single sportsbook that's listing this prop available is brought into this screen right now for you guys. Minus 140 on the over on FanDuel. Minus 135 on the over on DraftKings. And Better Picks is logging me out as I'm recording as always. So I'm just on the fly logging back in because that's what I do. Minus 139 on the over on Underdog Sportsbook. We got the minus 135 line on BetMGM, minus 150 on the over on Fanatics. All of these sportsbooks are aggressively favoring this over 1.5 3-pointers tonight. He's all the way up to minus 149 on Betfair. You just keep in mind, we're getting an absolute steal here. These markets are going up in real time. iBet's all the way up to minus 142 in real time. It was just that minus 138. So it's like in real time, this is even becoming an even better prop. Average odds of minus 136.8 across the entire market, and we're getting minus 121. So we're getting a steal. We're getting the same exact TV, the same exact 50-inch flat screen. We just need this man to make 2 3-pointers. It's the same thing on every single one of these. It's just you're having to pay way more. So why are you going to get ripped off when you can get a better deal? That's what we're doing. We still need him to make 2 3-pointers no matter what. And it might not seem like a big deal. It's like if I win, I win. Okay, well, if you lose, you lose. And if you log into this sports book, you're going to have to risk $150. So Fnatic, you're going to have to risk $150 to win 100. Whereas right now, we're only having to risk $121 to win 100. So if we lose, it's like we lost less money. And that's kind of what is going to help you win long term, is getting the best deal. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm just trying to teach people that might not quite understand, that might be learning, right? Both of these are phenomenal plays. Like the 8.5 points is actually pretty crazy, man. Minus 161 on Pinnacle, the smartest sportsbook in the world. You're gonna have to risk $161. That's pretty insane. Pretty insane stuff when we're getting a 6-pick dynamic entry over on Betr where you're getting minus 121 implied odds, right? So Hoarder, fantastic play on the points and the 3-pointers. I talked about how I have different variations of that. And then we got the Malik Monk, the Derek White. So now we'll break down the Derek White fantasy points here. First of all, you're going to notice very quickly, this is a steal of a line on Betr in comparison to Prizepicks. He's all the way up to 33 fantasy score on Prizepicks. We're getting 31.5. That's like a very significant deal. For those of you that don't know how the fantasy scoring format works on Prizepicks, they essentially just went ahead and stole FanDuel scoring. For those of you that have been watching my content long enough, when I first started, I used to cover DraftKings and FanDuel content, so I am very familiar with this format. I know all about it. Each one of these guys is going to have a fantasy point per minute production rate, right? So Derek White's a guy that goes out there and he puts up 1.02 fantasy points per minute in the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format. So this number, these analytics you're seeing me bring up on the screen right now, are factoring in all of these statistics for the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format. So, you get 1 point for every point, 1.2 for every rebound, 1.5 for every assist, 3 points for the blocks and steals, and -1 for the turnovers. All of these analytics that you're seeing me bring in are literally bringing all of that into Derek White's numbers, telling us how much fantasy points he produces per minute on that rate. And then we can factor in all of that stuff, and we can come up with a projection for Derek White. So he's playing 34.6 minutes per game, 35.9 fantasy points per game, which I do have him projected essentially for 36 or 37 fantasy points here tonight at a base projection. That's going to fluctuate, right? So he might have an off game and only put up like 30. He might have a really good game and put up 40. But from a base projection, I've got him like right at that number here tonight, the 35.9. Boston Celtics minutes, right? Jason Tatum's listed as questionable. In this particular case, it's fine. Derek White's role isn't going to change. His usage will go down if Tatum's ruled in, but my projections already have Tatum ruled in at the time of recording. Like the projections are just going to assume that Tatum's in at first, and then if Tatum gets ruled out, Derek White will get an even bigger bump here tonight. And we can look at the minutes played with Tatum on the floor, 38 minutes, 37 minutes, Derek White, 37, 38 minutes with Tatum on the floor. With Tatum off the floor in this game, he played 38 minutes. So it's like his role kind of stays the same. He'll take a slight usage hit if Tatum is in. But I still haven't projected over with Tatum in, and then if Tatum gets ruled out, it's just going to be a little bit of a nice cherry on top, right? We'll be happy about that for this particular play. But Derek White, yeah, underpriced on Betr. Prizepicks is very good at what they do. Prizepicks will price these guys right at what they're going to score, man. I'm telling you. So don't be surprised if he ends with 33 fantasy points like exactly here tonight. And if he does, we're going to win on Betr as opposed to pushing on Prizepicks, right? So we can use that data, find the very best place. So we like that play. And then the Malik Monk, last but certainly not least, is part of this core that I'm sharing with you guys here today. Let's go ahead and type him into the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer here again. Malik Monk, and let's see what we got here. You can see, so I have the over 2.5 points, and I have the over 16.5. I'm sorry, the over 2.5 3-pointers made, and I have the over 16.5 points dispersed in my tickets. And I talked about how they both have good value, and this is why. Minus 143 on the over on Pinnacle at the 3-pointers, minus 145 on Bovada, aggressively favoring his over. And then on the 16.5 number, he's aggressively favored at the 16.5 number on a Pinnacle, such as a minus 132. But then also he's listed at even money at 17.5 at 1, 2, 3 different markets. So once again, it's a similar story. These are markets. There are millions of dollars dumped into pricing these plays, and they're very good at what they do. So essentially they're saying he's going to score 17 points. And then he might get lucky and score 18 based on the even money price on DraftKings and FanDuel. But essentially, like, he's going to score 17 points. So if we can get the 16.5, we're getting really good edge. We're getting ourselves a 53.35% chance to win. The 3-pointers are phenomenal as well. And at that number, like, we're getting way better edge than, like, if we go on a Prizepicks, guys, they have him listed at 17.5. If we bring in the same, or he's at 17 now. You can see, you can take the over at the 17 number, you only have a 51.1% chance to win. So that's why I'm taking this on Betr today, because I have a 53.35% chance to win. If you're just settling to take it on Prizepicks, what you're essentially doing is just saying, I'm okay with giving myself more of a chance to lose my money today. So that's why I like make this content and try to help you learn. So yeah, let's do the breakdown. So I wanted to give you every single ticket. So let's go through them all right now. Or all these 4 tickets that I'm playing here today, right? So this is the first one. We got the RJ Barrett over 36.5 PRA, the Tyler Hero over 3.5 3-pointers made, the Grady Dick over 15.5, Kevin Huerter over 1.5 3-pointers made, Malik Monk over 2.5 3-pointers made, Derek White over 31.5 fantasy points. Okay, we went ahead and broke down why every single one of those are good plays. Keep in mind, I am simply locking these into tickets, sending them over to my VIP members as soon as I place, and my hotkeys don't want to work for me now. That is not fun. Okay, so here we go. This is number 1. So I just brought that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. That's our first ticket. Okay. Our second ticket is as follows. Boom. We just pivoted to the Huerter over 8.5 points. There's a chance that these props get bumped or removed. So if I give you every ticket, you should be able to play the ones that haven't been moved. So in this case, we're running the Huerter points instead of his 3-pointers. Everything else is the same, right? That's the only difference in that second one. So here it is for number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-pick dynamic play, right? And we're running the Kevin Huerter over 8.5 points instead of his 1.5 3-pointers made. That's the only difference in that one, both of which have good value, right? So I brought that up. I'm locked in on my end. I send it over to my VIP right away. That's what we got for the second one. The third one is this one. In this particular case, we're going to run the Malik Monk points instead of his 3-pointers. Once again, both of those had good value, right? So I feel comfortable mixing and matching that in here for the third one. Same plays, but we have the Huerter 3-pointers and the Malik Monk points. Okay, both have good value. I'm okay with mixing and matching. It's going to be 4 total units in play, on all of these plays once we're done kind of breaking them down here. So we had the first one, the second one. The first one was with both with 3-pointers. The second one was with the Huerter points, but the Malik Monk 3-pointers. This third one is going to be with the Huerter 3-pointers and the Malik Monk points, right? And then last but certainly not least, we're going to have both of their points. This is probably going to be a waste of time at the end of this because one of these is going to get bumped and you're just going to have to run the ones that are available. But I try to give you free content, try to give you free value. What else can I do, right? So the last one's going to be both of their points. Right, guys, so there's the full 4 tickets. There's the full breakdown. There's a lot of free value given out on this video. If you enjoyed, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell on your way out the door. If you want access to every single one of my plays as soon as I place them, you go ahead and see how these go tonight. I'm not joining until you give us good picks on the free picks. All right, buddy. Just gave you 4 different free plays. If you don't want to join and get more value for $1.66 a day, your loss. Hopefully you enjoyed the free content. Wishing you guys all the very best of luck on your NBA player props tonight, guys. And we will see you in very next video. We'll see you in the very next video. Peace.